Mr. Transformers 96 here in the video review. This time we have from Marvel Legends, the Avengers Infinity War first series, the Thanos Build-A-Figure. So this is a figure that I've been looking forward to for years, to be quite honest, because obviously it was a no-brainer that Marvel Legends would do this, and would do it in a Build-A-Figure form. We finally have it. I am very pleased to have completed it, and here it is. So if you want my thoughts on the general wave, I do believe that I will already have posted that video where I do kind of rank the figures that I purchased in this wave, so feel free to check that out and how I felt about this wave in general. But as far as the Build-A-Figure, character-wise, certainly stoked about it. Just so you know, just in case I say something in the movie that's contradicted, in the actual film. I haven't seen the film yet. I do plan to post this the day that the movie comes out. Either the Thursday night, movie comes out, or the actual Friday. So at the time of posting this, I might have already seen it, but at the time of filming this, I have not seen it. So just so you know that, I don't want people to think that that obviously when I say something that's maybe proven wrong or something in the actual film, that I don't get a bunch of flack for that. So yeah, but I am extremely excited for Thanos. I'm a big Marvel villains fan. I don't think there has been a Marvel villain that's been as hyped as Thanos, and I am just extremely happy to get all the merchandise. So let's go over the actual figure, starting off with the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is awesome. Just the sculpt itself is terrific. I'm a big fan of the pose that they went, or the expression that they went with. It's very nice. It does really resemble Thanos from the film, as well as, you can see that Josh Brolin inspired motion capture in there, so I do like that quite a bit. As far as the paint, and his expression is really nice, because it's like a smug, angry smirk. They didn't go like full smirk like we've been seeing Thanos in. They didn't go full just kind of deadpan expression like they did with like Captain America and stuff. They went with something that has a bit of expression, but it's neutral enough that it'll work in just about all the poses. So it's really nice. I like it quite a bit. As far as the coloring that they went with his skin, they went with this like light purple, which just on its own, I love the shade of purple. I think it's really cool. It's slick. It's got a glossy finish to it, which looks cool, but just on Thanos, it doesn't really work, I must say. Like, I'm okay with it, but I can see people just being pissed that it's not accurate to the movie, because it's not. The glossy finish makes it so that if you have spotlights on him like I do right now, he has these huge shine reflectant, marks on him, which looks a bit odd. I can definitely see some people being very frustrated in that, so that's a shame. And of course, he should be he should have like a bit of a pinkish tint to him. Like, he shouldn't be pink by any means, but he should be a little bit closer to the pink spectrum of purples. While this is just like this is much further in the blue spectrum. So I do, I think that although I love the color of it, it's not accurate. So personally, I'm not bothered by it, just because I love the shade of purple. Is my favorite color, and this is a fantastic shade of purple. So I personally just like it because of that. But if you're not if you want it to be as movie accurate as possible, this is probably going to upset you a bit, which is a shame. The rest of his costume is really well accurately painted though. He's got the dark blue. It almost has like a grayish. It's so dark, which I kind of like. In the middle there, and the band has a nice glossy finish, which I love. It's not just a matte, which that looks very cool. And then his armor, the pieces of his armor that he has left, has like this light gold finish to it. It's certainly not really bright gold. It's not like very royal or anything. It's very minute, which is definitely very accurate to the film. So I do like that quite a bit. And then his gauntlet has this this excellent gold, but it's like a copperish gold. It's not a bright, shiny, extravagant gold. It's kind of a darker, more worn copper type of gold, which I actually like. I think it fits very nicely. I think it's pretty accurate to the film as well. You do have some great detailing on it, even around the edges. You have fantastic detail. And then the fist itself, of course, does have all the stones in it. The stones aren't just little round pieces. They're actually sculpted. They're cut so that there's like, they're jagged and stuff, which makes them look like actual stones, which I definitely love. And they all have like a metallic paint to them, except the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone is more of like a glossy, which is a shame. I wish that they went with more of a metallic paint there. But it looks terrific. I think it's very cool. One thing that's a little annoying is that when you kind of like look into his gauntlet there, you can kind of see the blue from his wrist. So or purple from his wrist. That kind of bugs me a tiny bit, but that's something that's very small. So I wouldn't get upset about it, but it is something to notice. Pants are brown, standard, and then you have the standard, dark brownish, dark grayish boots with the kind of the mellow gold accents at the knee pad. So I think that looks very nice. And then sculpting wise, of course, like I mentioned, you have some great detail throughout the torso. and the back little piece that hangs down. So sculpting wise, he's excellent. I actually really like the sculpt quite a bit. Painting wise, he's really good. I wouldn't say that he's perfect because obviously his skin tone is not accurate. It's close, but it's not accurate. But it's a version that I like. So personally, I don't mind the fact that it's not completely accurate. I'm okay with it. But I can see a lot of people being upset. As far as his articulation, and then I'll go over size, his articulation is quite good. He has a ball hinge neck, which can look up very far. As you can see, he can look like completely up and side to side even when he's looking up that far. He can look down a pretty good amount, obviously, just where his chin is stopped by his chest, and side to side, and he does have a ball joint there, so he can tilt it no matter what position he's in, which is cool. Ball hinge shoulders with the bicep swivel. He's got single hinge elbows that go full 90 degrees. Having double hinge will be the only thing better, but because he's so bulky, I understand them not using the double hinge. He has hinge swivel wrists, which are very nice. He's got an ab crunch, can go forward this far, can go back this far, can go back very far, can go forward pretty far. Then he's got thighs which can go out very nicely, like a full 90 degrees. They can go to the side an extreme amount. Really, that's a very good split. And then he has swivels at the thighs there. Then he has double hinge knees, which are a little stiff, but he does double hinge, can go like the full amount, which is excellent. You know, on a figure this size, sometimes they just do single hinges at the knees, so I do appreciate the fact that they did double hinges. And then on the boots, he has a hinge that also pivots, but the hinge works really nicely both ways, and then the pivot is excellent as well. So his articulation, his range is really nice. The only place where it's like somewhat lacking is the elbows, but it's perfect. Like, I don't mind that at all. So I really couldn't have asked for anything more articulation-wise other than like a butterfly joint, but on a figure this big, you really wouldn't see that. As far as how big he is, that's another big question. His size, I think, is accurate, but it's not like huge, you know, like some Build-A-Figures you get like a lot for your money. This one is not quite the case. It's still good though. When you compare him to the original Build-A-Figure Thanos, as you can see, he's taller than that figure, but his torso is like slightly less bulky. However, I think that they're basically on par because like his left arm is definitely bigger. So overall, I think you get more plastic with the movie one than you do with the comic one. So that is nice. Just give you a little comparison there. And then comparing him to just a normal figure and a figure in this wave and a character that he will battle, we have Captain America. As you can see, you know, he's definitely bigger than Captain America. So I think that looks like a good scale to me, personally. Again, I haven't seen the film, but from what I've seen promotional-wise, that looks pretty good. And then with one of his adopted children from the Black Order, have him with Proxima Midnight. As you can see, he looks very good. She's an extremely tall, big figure on her own. So as you can see, she comes up to like halfway through his head. I mean, it's just like he's a forehead taller than her, basically. So you get a lot with that Proxima Midnight. So that's quite nice. As a whole, he's a decent sized Build-A-Figure. He's not massive. He's not something that's like really exciting, like you're getting like something huge with Buy in the Wave. He's nothing like that. He's more exciting for the character himself. So you know, I do enjoy it when like a Build-A-Figure is massive and it's really like you feel like you're getting a lot for it. This one is not quite the case, but character-wise, it feels like you're getting a lot, so that certainly helps. As a whole, I really enjoy this figure. I think it's great. I think that it has great articulation. I personally really like the paint, and then the sculpting is excellent. I really couldn't have asked for anything other than maybe an extra a left hand that's open, like he's using the power of the gauntlet, and then an extra head sculpt with like an angry expression or something. Those, you know, some accessories would have beefed him up and made him a bit nicer. But as a whole, I think that he is an excellent Build-A-Figure, and I'm glad that you only needed to buy 6 figures to complete him. You didn't need to buy 7 or anything like that. They weren't ridiculous. So I'm happy about that. As a whole, I really do enjoy this Build-A-Figure. Thanos is a character that I'm super looking forward to, and he is great size-wise. You know, he's a nice size. He's certainly no Mantis or Okoye. You're getting a lot more for your money than those two, but you aren't getting as much as, you know, your Hulkbuster and your Rhino and Abomination and the bigger ones that we've had in the past couple of years. Nowadays they're getting kind of smaller, but with figures like this is a decent sized Build-A-Figure, and the character makes sense. It wasn't like they did him just because they wanted to save money. No, he makes sense to be a Build-A-Figure. Like Mantis and Okoye, they were just trying to save money when they made those two the Build-A-Figure. With this one, it makes sense, so I do enjoy that. The next wave will have Cole Obsidian be the Build-A-Figure, which he is actually quite a bit bigger than Thanos, so I'm very happy about that. He looks like he's in a great scale. I'm just not a fan of the fact that his costume isn't accurate to the film, but I am very excited to build that Build-A-Figure. So there you go, that's my video review of the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Thanos Build-A-Figure. Let me know what you guys think of this guy, and thanks so much for watching.